Okay. Hi.
What's going on?
You know, it's been a minute. But we're not even gonna talk about that. We're just gonna jump right in. So this you sleepy?
No, I'm not sleepy. Can I yarn?
You know, yarn.
Yawn?
Oh,
is it yawn or yarn? It's yawn?
It's whatever you say.
It's spelled Y-A-W-N, yawn.
Yeah.
Yawn. Yarn. Okay.
That's like people who say wash, like wash. Anyway.
Look.
So today we want to, well, something that I think you came up with this, but I thought it was interesting to talk about, like, if insecurities in a relationship were healthy. So like, if, am I smacking? Guys, this has been a thing. I gotta concentrate. I gotta concentrate to not smack. So we are talking about, once again, we are talking about if insecurities, or just insecurities in a relationship, and if we feel like they're healthy or unhealthy. You want to jump in? I just smacked, but it's cool.
Do you have any insecurities as far as in relationship wise?
You guys can hear our dog, and she's drinking her water. That's what that noise is, if you hear that. So I feel like a certain level of insecurities, or a certain level of insecurity is healthy. I just feel like it depends on what it's focused on, and I kind of also feel like.
So what kind of insecurity do you have?
Okay, it's not even, so the thing is, it would be like, it may not even necessarily be an insecurity about myself, but I mean, I guess in a way it is. That's what an insecurity is. It is what you feel about yourself, I guess, but inadvertently, it's like, if you were like this is just like a really, really random, like, situation, but like, let's say you're at the gas station, right? And like, a really, really pretty girl walks by. Like, in the past, I would have thought, like, I wonder, does he think that she's prettier than me? You know, like, that's like a level of insecurity. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And like, I used to, so that my mind used to kind of think that way. Like, does he think she's prettier than me, or do you know? That would be like the main thing. I also feel like insecurities about like you around people that you have been with before makes me a little insecure. So
that makes sense too.
You know, it feels like this is so dramatic too, but it feels like a violation. Like, you know what my man is like you like. Right.
And I guess I would have that same. I guess that's like an insecurity of mine too. I might not have. You have more people to worry about than I do, but yeah, that's like an insecurity.
Oh, you mean like as far as people you've been with? Yeah.
See, but mine go even further than that. I don't care if you just kiss somebody.
Yeah, like you are on 10, like. Somebody could have had like a extra text message conversation with me at one point, and it's gonna feel like you had sex with that person.
Yeah.
You are. Yeah. I don't like him. We have issues. Like, what? So I think that's what we mean too by like a level of insecurity too, because yours could be like the smallest thing, but you're gonna take it as if like it was something that was like way bigger. Right?
Are there any? No, I see what you're saying. But my initial question when we talked about it earlier was, are there any insecurities that might be healthy in a relationship? I honestly don't have a solid answer for it, because I think there are certain insecurities, like how you say you ask yourself, is he at the gas station? Is it somebody? He sees somebody, does that person look better than me or not? Which is somewhat of an insecurity, but would that insecurity make you be like, every time when I'm with my man, I'm gotta make sure I'm up to par, or I look good, or
no, not necessarily. I think some that come up can be perceived, that may be perceived as like negative or unhealthy, could be like, or not even that. No, I take that back. I think, for example, if you feel like it maybe in the bedroom, like you're not doing enough, right? Like if you maybe like, ooh, like he's been with this many people or whatever, like, and what's happening, what did they do that I'm not doing, like that could bring like a level of insecurity, right? And I think that is specifically tricky because like you don't want to be like, okay, tell me everything that you've done, like, and run it down and tell me everything you've done with other women. And it's like, so I feel like that's, but it also can breed like, oh, well, I want to spice it up a little bit because I don't want to feel insecure in that department. So like it could bring on something, you know what I mean, like positive, where it's like, you know what, I'm about to just like go all out, or I'm about to, you know, talk to people or whatever it takes. But like ingesting that into the relationship too, I feel like there's different ways for like insecurity to manifest, if that makes sense. Because it could also be the opposite, where it's like I don't feel comfortable with you around other women, and then like everything is a thing. Like even if you were hanging out and like a girl who I know you have no, you know what I mean, like are there women there, like, you know, you take it to 10. And I've really never been that kind of person. I feel like you could argue that a level of insecurity, because I've gone through Jeremy's phone a lot, and but a lot of people say, like, a
long time ago, by the way.
Yeah, but in the beginning I was like full blown, like I just was like, I was like, we talked about this in the past and other previous episodes. Inspector Gadget, but that is a form, I feel like, of insecurity, because people would say that to me, like, why do you go through his phone? Like, are you insecure? Like that's like a common thread of like, oh, you go through your man's phone, like you must be insecure. And I feel like that wasn't necessarily me all the time. Like or at least I didn't think of it that way. But I guess in a way it's a form of that, because you feel like something's going on, or I don't know if it's necessarily insecurity. I feel like it might be a little bit more trust. Secure. Yeah, you don't feel secure in your relationship. Yeah, you feel like something could be going on. Right. So that's not, I don't feel secure, you know. So I would go through the phone and I would find things sometimes. So it would not only, it could then breed even more insecurity, because you feel like, damn, I found something, so something is wrong here, or things aren't going right. But like with these men, y'all, it don't even be the case half the time. It just be something to do.
That's another thing, not to get off subject, but you know what? That's a good one right there. Ladies, just because your man cheat on you, it does not always mean that you're not doing something, or he don't like you, he don't love you, he not attracted to you. A lot of times it has absolutely nothing to do with that. Because
in the very, very beginning of our relationship, like when Jeremy slipped up, you feel me? That was, no, that is for real. But that would be like my number one thing would be like, well, what did I do? Like, what am I not doing? And when I hear just even people talk about it, or just like, you know, cheating is not an uncommon thing, right? So you get to discuss it with a lot of people. You get to talk to different women, all ages, just different backgrounds. If you yawn again,
maybe I am a little, but you know what?
Anyway,
but you're right.
Don't just.
But
no, you don't make me forget what I was saying.
Well, listen. First off, I just wanted to ask myself that. I asked my wife, are there any insecurities that could be in a relationship that would be good for the relationship? I think there can be. Certain insecurities probably are good. But then I just hate to word them as insecurities. It's like the things that keep you on your toes, I don't feel like they're necessarily
insecurities.
Insecurities. I don't feel like you,
what?
Like you might be worried about this fucking dog.
Our dog is cool.
Oh man, I really don't have any examples of insecurities like that. I've never been insecure in my relationship. I tell you one thing. I have always thought to myself, what if my wife goes out and cheats on me and has a better time with somebody else?
That's an insecurity.
That's something that's always. It's not nothing that I.
Keep going. I'm watching.
It's not nothing that I harp on, but it is, I guess, somewhat of an insecurity. Which might be a good thing. It makes you it make you be like, you know what? I've always told myself I'm gonna be the nastiest.
Hold on one second. You keep
the freakiest motherfucker you could ever find. You know? So even if you do, you ain't gonna find nobody that's gonna, you know what I mean? So I think that might be a good example of a positive insecurity.
Yeah, like I feel like anything that, you know, like you said, keeps you on your toes, makes you want to do better, makes you feel like, you know, I gotta keep it fresh and keep it new. Insecurity it has a negative connotation, but I feel like it's something that, you know, if used in the right way, or if impacted in the relationship the right way, it can be a positive thing. But there are definitely, like I said, like if you let it turn into a negative thing, like if it's not,
most insecurities are bad things.
Yeah, like where are you at? What are you doing? Why aren't you home? Why, you know, I'm thinking all the time. I'm thinking you're with somebody else, or you're doing something wrong.
That's horrible.
That's terrible. It's vice versa. Like regardless, like if you're out, like we were just talking about. It was so funny because we drove up to San Diego for a wedding. So on the drive back, we were talking about we were listening to a podcast, and they were talking about like girls trips and vacations and stuff, and I've gone on a lot of girls trips, and so I was like, do you get mad or whatever? I remember one time he got super mad. It was like I didn't even do anything, but he literally was like, I was just mad because you were gone. Like I wanted you to be at home with me. So it didn't matter what you were doing, where you were, who you were with. Like it didn't matter. I was in Miami with my girls, and I was thinking, you know, I'm sending pictures like, oh, look at me in my bathing suit. Nigga was not even answering my text messages, like mad. And I was like, I didn't even do anything.
But you wasn't home. So
but it took me a minute to be like,
no reason. What
are you mad at? And then eventually I was
but I wasn't upset thinking like, oh, she out there doing something. You know what I mean? But yeah,
you had attitude.
Yeah, I think I might deal with it better now, but I think I always have attitude when you be gone.
Which is crazy.
You go more places than I go, so you don't know how it feels to.
You're right. You're right.
To be alone.
Oh, drama! You are so dramatic. Anyway, you're right. But when I would go, or no, when you went, like you've gone places, and I don't feel no type of way. But you said maybe I go places more, so it doesn't. Like you went to Vegas with your cousins one time. Like I wasn't tripping. I never get mad. I'm always extra. Like I hope you have a great time. Like I just want you to be safe.
Yeah, because you know, and probably in the near future you about to get your ass on and go somewhere.
That's not why though. That has nothing to do with why I wish you well on your vacation versus being mad.
Maybe you just don't miss me as much as I miss you.
Okay, that's your favorite. Whatever. Anyway, we're not even gonna go there.
No, but yeah, if you do got insecurities, try to get them in check in your relationship,
discuss them.
And discuss them, because you know what? One thing about it is a lot of time with insecurities, people don't discuss them, and
it just festers.
It festers. But when
that is insecure? No, I'm just kidding. You go show who it is. Show it. It's not nobody. It's my cousin.
When your significant, you talk about it, and your significant other could do things to make you feel better about your insecurities, like I don't like you. Maybe a girl might tell you, oh, I don't like you going out. Because I think you might be doing something. And you say, you know what, baby, when I get there, I'm going to FaceTime you. or Google Duo you and show you my surroundings. I'm gonna call you, I'll pick up the phone, you know, do little stuff like that. You know what I mean? Which, you know, my wife get to talking crazy about some, it don't matter.
You saw the face I just made.
That girl.
She gonna go hide behind the couch while you swipe the room with the thing like that. But look, that's beautiful. You know, try it.
You gotta be dealing with somebody that wants to get rid of their insecurities too. You know what I mean? They want to be
right, not no crazy.
They want to start being exactly. You know, but I guess insecurities and certain insecurities probably could be good for the relationship though.
Yeah, and
don't get too secure, which would make you too comfortable, and then you're not doing certain things that you know you should be doing.
Or that you were doing at first because you kind of fell into place, and that's I think that's super important too, especially as we embark on we're about to be a year into our marriage, and so we always kind of have the conversation like, does it feel like we've been married a year? Like, do you feel like things have changed? And it's funny because somebody asked me the other day, like,
if you get married and anything changes, you have a problem.
No, this lady was like, does it feel different? And I was like, no. Like, we're actually at a wedding. It was like 3 weeks ago maybe. And I was like, no, it feels the same. And they kind of looked at me like, what? It's the same. And I was like, yeah, like it feels the same. It's still good. Like we still feel like the reason we got married still exists, you know. And it was so funny because she was like, she's married. She's an older woman and she was married, and she was like, you know what? You're actually right. Because I've been married to my husband 22 years and it still feels the same. And I'm like, yeah, like that's the way it should be. Like everyone always has this expectation like marriage changes everything. Like it bonds you on paper, you know, it's a legal thing, it's a document. It also is like a declaration of love. Like, you know, you can only do certain physical acts to show that you love someone, and like that's really what marriage is. It's like, I'm gonna do what society says is the most thing I can do, the highest act of love to show you I love you is to bond myself with you and to like marry you. And that's what it is. It's a commitment and all of that too, but it's like, how can I show you that I love you? You know what I'm saying? Don't that sound